this special guest here with me. I'm so excited to be talking to her today. She is a woman of many talents. She's a professional basketball player, a brand ambassador, a model, a creative director, a coach, and an entrepreneur. I want to welcome you to the show, Amani Allure.
Hey everyone.
Hi, how are you doing today, Amani? Welcome back to another episode of Winning Strategy. I'm your host, Kiera Baker, and I'm an intern for Are They Hooping, an app where you can see who's hooping, watch
Yes.
highlights, and you can see where they're hooping. And it's my favorite app because I'm a former basketball player. I grew up playing basketball, so it's just an app where I can go on there and see who's hooping and, find out who I can play with, see their different playing styles, and just get an opportunity to really play basketball at the end of the day. So I want to
Right.
introduce this special guest here with me. I'm so excited to be talking to her today. She is a woman of many talents. She's a professional basketball player, a brand ambassador, a
Mhm.
model, a creative director, a coach, and an entrepreneur. I want to welcome you to the show, Amani Allure.
Hey everyone.
Hi, how are you doing today, Amani?
I'm doing well, enjoying this rainy weather.
That's good. That's good. So before we hop into the interview, I want to start off with some trivia. So this is something that I do in the beginning of every interview, and it's called Hidden Gems. And it's a
Okay.
trivia that's about you that people might not know about. So I'm going to ask you a question about yourself and then just a random sports trivia. So are you ready?
Okay, cool.
All right. So my first question is, which WNBA player did you get to meet at one of your games? A,
Uh,
Asia Wilson, B, Simone Augustus, C, Tina Charles, or D, Cheryl Swoops?
I wish it was all, but it was Simone Augustus.
Yes.
Um,
Can you tell
she
me a
actually
little
came
bit
to one of
about
our games. Yeah.
okay. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
Well, actually Simone knew one of our players' father. Um, And, she had kept, telling her like, look, come to the game, you're from Louisiana, it'll be, really big for me. So when she came, it was just like, wow, she really showed up. And that really showed me a lot about her because she didn't have to come, but
Yeah.
she took the time out to come, simply for one of our players and of course to support our team as well. But yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, that's amazing. She's a great player. I love her.
Yes.
LSU legend. So I know that
Right.
must have been a cool experience.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one more trivia, and it's actually a Are They Hooping trivia on the app. So if you
Oh
haven't
Lord.
checked out the app and played trivia, you should definitely do so. I love
Okay.
playing trivia. So
Right.
It's an NBA question. So it is what player does not belong in this 2011 NBA draft class? Is it A, Kyrie Irving, B, Klay Thompson,
Wow.
C, Kemba Walker, or D, Monte Ellis?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. So I'm just gonna say C.
Okay. Well, it was actually Monte Ellis. He was drafted in the 2001 draft class. He's a little bit older than Kyrie and Clay and
Got you, got you, got you.
Kemba. But yeah, so we can just hop right into the interview. So first,
Okay.
I'll just talk about, like I mentioned when I introduced you, you're a woman of many talents. Like I said, you're a model, you play basketball, you have your own clothing brand, you're a social media manager, you're an ambassador. So what allows you to take on so many roles, and is it fun for you?
Yes. Um, of course it gets a little frustrating, a little too much, but I love it. So when you love it, you can continue to, you make waves.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I keep going and why I'm able to do what I do. Now the reason why I do it is because people come ask me. For instance, when I started modeling and I linked up with the marketing company, shout out to So Official. They're based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and FTC Publication, which is the modeling agency that I'm with. I was getting different opportunities, and people were like, "How are you on this?" and "How you got casted for that?" And one thing led to another. So that's how I kind of started like, okay, I really need to model. And then I started branding myself, and then that's how the brand came. And then the t-shirts came from the modeling and the brand. So it was like a trickle down effect. And then I got the coaching job from me just taking some time out to train kids. I wasn't really trying to, you know, I didn't even have any coaching experience as far as like professional, not professional, but like organized basketball. Like I volunteer for AAU and stuff, but not like on a collegiate level or anything like that. So, it was like a trickle down effect after that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you actually touched on my next topic, which is about your coaching. I
Okay.
saw that you got a recent coaching job at a middle school, so congratulations to you. So, how
Thank
is it
you.
working with so many different girls with many different personalities and backgrounds and walks of life?
Wow. It's a blessing. I'm gonna start off by saying that because you get to not only learn about yourself, you get to learn about other people, in different situations, different backgrounds. So it makes you more diverse, and it broadens your perspective. So, I had some times where, some of them got out of line and, you had to put your coach hat on and like, look, we ain't doing that now. But overall, the experience was a blessing. Like,
That's good. That's good. And what is your favorite thing about coaching? And did you ever think that you become a coach? I know you said that this opportunity kind of just fell in your lap with other
yeah.
opportunities, but what is your most favorite thing about the entire thing?
Well, my favorite thing about coaching is impacting their lives and, just being there to listen to them. It's not all about the X's and O's. Because if you're not mentally there, you're not going to be able to do anything physically on the court. And it starts from there. So I feel like that's my favorite part.
That's good. That's good. And what are the differences that you feel are from coaching and actually playing the game?
Oh, say that again.
What differences are there from actually coaching and playing the game in your
Okay, I'm sorry. So coaching, it's a lot more business, and responsibilities on and off the court. And then being a player is like learning the system, being a part of the system and knowing your role type of thing.
Okay, so I want to get into how you were presented to basketball. So, what was your first introduction to basketball? And do you remember the first time picking up a basketball?
Yes. My introduction to basketball was Girls Inc. Shout out to Girls Inc. I was, just there because my mom needed me to be somewhere that was, child friendly until she got off of work.
Mhm.
And I went to Girls Inc. and I'm tall, so I'm just walking around tall, and they're like, "Hey, play basketball," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to play basketball. I want to model." And one thing led to another, and that's why I started Girls Inc.
Yes, and with you being so tall, I know you're 6'3". What position do you play, and how would you describe your playing style?
Um, I would say my position is 3 through the 5. Just all depend on the team. Um, I'm very versatile, so I can pull up, shoot threes. Um, because I started playing and I stopped. So when I first started playing, I was really good with ball handling. I'm getting back into that. So like bringing the ball up the court, making plays. I'm getting more better with my back to the basket, but I'm a good face up post player as well. So I could say that I'm a very versatile player.
Okay. And that's great to have, especially when you have a versatile player on your team. You can be used in any type of position for any type of circumstance. So
Right.
that's a great tool to have. So are you the
Definitely.
type of player to trash talk, or are you that humble type of player when you get in
I'm
your
both. I'm both. It just all depends. Like if you get me there, yeah, I go there. But most time I'm really like laid back. I do get in my moments where I'm mostly like encouraging my teammates.
Mhm.
Like my favorite thing, like if one of my teammates do something, like I do a move to the basket, I'm like, ooh, so that's how you feeling. Like I say stuff like that, like to hype my teammates and stuff. But yeah, I'll do some trash talk if need be.
Okay. And what does your pregame routine look like? What are the steps that you go through before, getting in your zone and hopping on the court, knowing that you have a task at hand?
Well, it's different. When I was overseas, it was reading. 'Cause I was in a different place. When I'm over here in the United States, music, um, if I can get a massage, I like massages. Because
Okay.
my body be, like it just make you so much more loose. And I have to stretch for a long time. Like I can't do one of them like, I need full throttle. Some stretch, like, where you learn that from? I look up stretches. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to get loose. I mean, before
Right.
gotta
Facts. Can't do the
for
same
the
ones over and over
muscle.
either.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know you mentioned listening to music. So what type of
Mhm.
music do you like listening to? Is it a certain type of genre? Do you like listening to music that gets
Rap. I
you?
love JT, y'all. I love JT and
Okay.
Nicki Minaj. I like all the rap girls, some of their songs. But those two, I love those.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Yeah, when I was in high school and even college, I played college sports for 2 years. Like
Okay.
I would always listen to rap. Like that was something that got me going, that got me in my mood. I couldn't listen to no slow
Right.
songs. No,
Mm-mm.
I needed something that pumped me up and got me ready,
Right.
to
Shout
play.
out to the R&B artists and stuff. We love y'all too. It's just a moment for everything.
Yes, for sure. So I want to talk a little bit about your clothing brand. I saw on your Instagram that, you have a lot of different pieces and I love it. So what was your thought process behind making your clothing brand?
Well, people always like say stuff about like my modeling pictures. So I'm like, okay, how can I brand myself with the modeling pictures where I can accumulate money?
Mhm.
And the t-shirts came in. And then I've always been like a quote type of person. Even when I was a child, I used to write quotes. I don't know where that came from. But I was like, okay, maybe I need to incorporate both my picture and quotes. So it's like a meaning within a shirt.
I
To make
love
a long story short.
I love that.
Thank you.
And how does it feel when people rock your brand? Like, how does that make you feel? Just having that support from different people.
Motivating. It feels inspiring. It feels like, okay, I can do this. I can do other things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So it, I feel of elevation.
Yes, and for anybody watching, make sure y'all support her clothing brand. It's Amani Allure. At the end of the
Period.
at the end of the interview, I'm gonna put y'all everywhere where y'all can follow her. So
Thanks.
make sure y'all tap in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of quotes, I noticed that you used to post a lot of quotes and it was hashtag Amani Allure quotes. And I feel like that just shows your realness. It shows the things that you were thinking of and you
Yeah.
wanted to put it out there. So why is that something that you wanted to start and what was your whole reasoning behind that?
I didn't know you noticed that. So I like you.
I
You're
did.
very observant. I
I did.
like people who really look and see because I do like hidden stuff to
Mhm.
see who's gonna catch on. And that's one of them. Amani Allure post, I don't really promote it, but like you said, if you see the hashtag and kind of follow it, you'll see. But it does like tap into my mind on so many different levels. Just whatever I'm thinking about or what I done felt in the past or just anything on my mental. And I felt like I wanted to start that because for one, I've always liked writing quotes. And then I kind of want to see like what other people think or just to put it out there in the atmosphere because one thing I've learned about like writing and quotes and stuff, like they'll live forever. Like you'll die. But if you got like a quote and then but it's always something like a certain situation may happen and that quote comes up and then everybody's just like, oh, and they keep saying it, it can be remarkable. So
Yeah, and I love
yeah.
that because I know so many people that like quotes just stick out to me. Like Maya Angelou, for instance,
Yes.
she's gone. Like her name will live forever just off some of
Great
her most
example.
iconic quotes. So
Yes. Great
I want to
example.
actually say one of my favorite quotes off your page that I wrote down.
Okay.
You made this quote back in 2021, and you said, "It's so much going on in the world. The biggest yet smallest thing you can do is be a good person. Simple." What does that mean to you?
Oh wow.
You could elaborate on it just a tad bit more.
Um, because I feel like everyone wants to do and be so much, which is good. But don't forget that being a good person is also good as well. And it's just simple. Like you don't have to pretend. You just be it. It's simple. So that's why I ended off with simple. And I just wanted people to, remember that like it's good to want to be successful and do this and do that, but make sure you're a good person as
Yes, for sure. And so I want to talk about you playing overseas a little bit. You've been to a
well.
lot of different places outside of the US, and I saw
Mhm.
that you traveled to El Salvador to play with your team
Mhm.
called Iguala Basketball.
Yeah.
And I just want to know how was your experience playing in El Salvador? And how was it different from the US?
My experience, I loved it. Um, it's very peaceful. Um, their leader over there, not to really talk about politics, and I don't know much about him, but when I was over there, I did like research on him. I don't know, like I see the country, moving in a good direction.
Mhm.
Um, so that made me feel safe. I felt like family. Like they want me to come back. They've asked me like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, not right now because I'm trying to get my business, everything situated on this side. So when I come back, I have this and it's like established to the point where I can come back and just start. But long story short, yeah, I love El Salvador. My playing experience there was challenging. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. It was challenging because the culture is different. For example, as far as like washing clothes and stuff, like they had washing machines and stuff, but where I was at, I had to hand wash my clothes.
Oh,
It
wow.
was,
Yeah, just
yeah, it
little
was
things.
very, yeah, so it was very different. Um, the people there love them, and they love Black people, by the way.
Mhm.
Because everyone was just scaring me. I'm just being honest, and I want to put that out there. Everyone was scaring me. Oh, you need to watch your back, and but you need to watch your back wherever you go.
Yeah,
But they made me feel like family. So.
I love
And as far as like the basketball part, I'm sorry. As far as like the basketball part, um, it was challenging because playing overseas as an American, you're gonna get hacked, you're gonna get fouled. Like they're deliberately gonna just pull on you, and
that.
sometimes they're told to. And it's just like, whoa. And you looking at the ref, and they looking at you, and you just like, okay, I gotta just play through this.
Yeah, so
So
the physicality is way more high end overseas
y-
than in the United States, you would say?
yeah, they'll allow more.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you
Yeah.
actually received your first award in El Salvador for playing
Oh,
overseas ball. So how did that feel? Just getting that recognition and being rewarded for your outstanding play.
it made me feel like I need to continue to play. And because I wasn't expecting that, like I got the opportunity. Shout out to my agency. Um, Once I got the opportunity, when I went there, I was just like, look, I'm gonna get myself right mentally and spiritually. I'm gonna go over here and appreciate what this opportunity because it don't come to, like I said, I stopped and I started back playing. And I've seen like so many women like work year after year to get a contract, so I didn't want to take it for granted. And yeah, I just kind of went with that, and everything just played out within itself.
I love that. I really do. So
Thank
I want to
you.
talk about the Ladies First Sports Agency. I know that you're one of their players. So how
Yeah.
did that whole thing happen? How did that come about?
Well, I went to a combine in Atlanta, and I met my agent at the time. We call it Q. Um, she saw me at the combine. It was like, yo, we got to get her a part of this agency. And she let the owner, Shawana, know about me. And one thing led to another. I got signed, and the agency took me under their wings and kind of, I didn't know anything, so I had to get my player profile and all that. So they helped mold me to being a professional athlete and not just an athlete.
I love that. I love that. And my next
Thank you.
question was, what did you learn from being a player under the sports agency? And did they give you any opportunities that have allowed you to grow?
I learned like Okay, like the player profile, the documentation. I learned like what to expect over there. I learned like how to be prepared. I learned different countries because we're like in a group. So when everybody like go off, they always send like links of the games and stuff. So we're always watching each other games and stuff. So I'm able to see different styles of play, even though I'm not there, through their experiences. I've learned a lot. And then what I've gained was my first contract. I didn't have a lot of experience, so that's why I said I was like very grateful. Thank you. That's why I was so like grateful because I'm like God is. He's like, look, do this. Even with the coach, I'm like, God, I'm not experienced. And he's like, do
Um,
this. So that's kind of like how my life been. I'm looking like, God,
all
and he's
these
just like, do
opportunities.
this.
You're deserving of it. You
So
really are.
yeah, like so when that happened, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna continue to do it. So I plan on playing for like maybe 4 to 5 more years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I saw
Thank
that you actually played in an arena. You played at the
you.
Capital One Arena in Washington. So I know that was probably a very cool experience for you. That place is a staple. The Washington Wizards play there, and so many amazing things have happened there. So how was your experience with that? And what went through your mind when you found out that you would be playing there?
Um, I was happy because, like you said, a lot of people don't get to experience that, and I'm like, what other time would I be able to play on the NBA court? Like, so the opportunity was again like shocking. Shout out to NBL, that's Model Basketball League. Justina is over there. She's been doing it for some time, so she's been doing this like this not that wasn't her first time, but it was my first time because I just met her. So shout out to her. And how I felt, I lost two of my coaches, so playing was kind of like I know they would be like hype, like you're playing on the NBA court. So I don't know, it was kind of like a spiritual moment then for like me and my coaches that passed away because I know they would have died, they would love to have been there.
Yeah.
So like basketball was their life. So
And the last thing I want to touch on is the WNBA. It's a big
okay.
league right now. The league is growing. Women's sports in general is growing, which
Yes.
is something that I love. We're finally getting the
Yes.
recognition that we deserve. So, what do you feel about? What are your thoughts about the progression of women's sports, but in particular the WNBA, especially with you being a player and a woman in sports?
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with women in sports. I feel like history is the reason why we're just not coming to this point. So I've always felt like this point was gonna come. It's just a matter of when. So that's how I feel about women's sports. People are starting to respect and love and appreciate women's sports. Especially the ones that are mothers as well. And
Yeah,
they're playing sports like that's a big shoe to fill. And as far as the WNBA, I feel like it's advancing, but I don't want it to go in the wrong direction.
yeah.
Like I can't ignore the stuff that's been going on lately because it's kind of hard to watch it when there's so much other stuff. And it's like, oh, so I love that it's expanding, but I want us to stay focused on the culture and not so much of the drama reality type stuff.
The actual talent that these
Right.
at the end of the day, they're basketball players and they're in
Right.
for a reason. So all the outside
Facts.
noise and everything else doesn't matter.
Right.
So I totally agree with you. And
Yes.
speaking of women's basketball players,
Mhm.
who is your favorite women's basketball player? It could either be collegiately
Mm.
or professionally.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't have one favorite. I
Okay.
have many
Name all
favorites,
of
but
them. Okay, you
okay.
could give me
As far as
five.
collegiate,
You could give me five.
collegiate.
Five.
Okay.
Five
So
collegiate
for the collegiate
and
one,
five professional.
you said five collegiate and five professional.
Yes.
Okay. Collegiate, I like Kits from South Carolina.
Okay, Chloe
Is she
Kidd.
playing this year?
Yeah, she is. Chloe Kids.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I like
They
her.
can be,
I like,
and they can be current players or they can be players that played in the past, just in general.
got you. I like, I like Fly J.
Ooh, love her. Love
I
her.
like Juju, of course.
Okay.
I love Paige
Paige
on
Becker.
and off the court. And one more, one more. Oh, Raven Johnson.
Oh, love her. Love her.
Yes,
She's a great guard. Great guard for South
definitely.
Carolina. Okay, that was a great five. Great top five.
Yeah.
No, every single one
And
of
then,
those players.
right. As far as professional that's playing now.
Mhm. Well, they can play
Okay,
now or past players.
okay,
Just
you
in
said past
general,
player.
your top five.
Cheryl Swoops.
Yes.
Um, uh, I always say her name wrong. Lord have mercy. Is it Aja Wilson or
Asia
Aja
Wilson.
Wilson?
Asia Wilson.
Aja. Aja, don't kill me. All right, Aja Wilson. I like Dejanay Carrington.
I love her. She
Oh
actually
no.
just won the most improved award this year for the season.
Yes, I like
Congratulations.
Dejanay. I like watching her. I like Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark. Okay.
That's four. One more. Mm, I would say Chelsea, but I know Chelsea is kind of getting back in the groove from that injury.
Mhm.
Um, oh, Kennedy Carter.
Oh, love her. I
I like
watched
Kennedy
her. I
Carter.
watched her at Texas A&M. Great guard as well.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You have taste. You have taste. I love your picks. Love your
Look,
pick.
I try.
Yeah, there are so many amazing players in the W, though. It's so hard
Right.
to really choose, even in the college,
Facts.
people in college that are coming up that are eventually going to be in the W. So I'm just excited in general for the
Facts.
next generation of women's sports. And I'm excited to see
Yes.
where it goes from here.
Right. Me too.
Yes, but thank you again, Amani, for joining. I just want to thank you for your time. It was so great talking to you.
The
I love
same to you.
I love everything that you're doing. And if you want people to know where to follow you, tell them, let them know your ads, your tags, where they can keep in
Okay.
touch with you.
Well, y'all can follow me on Twitter at Amani Allure or IG at the Amani Allure, TheAmaniAllure. And I'm also on Facebook, y'all. I'm still on Facebook. So y'all can tap in on Facebook too, Amani Allure.
All right. And if you want to follow Are They Hooping on any of their social platforms, for Instagram, Are They Hooping? It'll be ARETHEYHOOPING, or you can follow them at the ATP basketball app.
Uh,
So again, for following us, also follow us on TikTok at Are They Hooping? And I will see
yes.
you guys for the next episode of Winning Strategy. Thank you again, Amani.
Thank you.